Today has been years, perhaps decades in the making. There are several grail cars out there, and I think the Porsche 911 is one of those cars. I'm a longtime BMW guy, longtime Porsche admirer, and I've even driven some laps on the Nürburgring. But I could never afford to be a Porsche guy until now, after putting in some hard work and dedication. And today, my dad and I are getting on a plane, flying to New York, because tomorrow we are going to my dealer, Manhattan Motorcars in New York City, to pick up my brand new 2025 992.2 Porsche 911 Carrera S in Guards Red. I ordered the car several months ago. I followed the progress of it on the Porsche Track Your Dreams app. I got the factory pictures, which were a nice little help in tiding me over. I followed the ship across the ocean, docking in Rhode Island, and then I followed the car down the coast to the dealer. I've been packing over the past few days, and I am thrilled to finally get on this plane and go finally see and drive the car. So come along with us on this journey to get the car and then take a long 10-hour test drive back to Ohio. Made it to New York, but there is a lot of rain here. So we're gonna take an Uber to the hotel and then see what we can make of the day. So I made it to the hotel. It is raining here in New York City, but we're gonna go have some pizza for lunch and see about a little sightseeing. It is the morning of, and we're walking down to the dealer, which is right there, coming up on the left. Finally get to see my car. Manhattan Motorcars is located in West Midtown Manhattan, just a few blocks up from the Intrepid. For being in space-congested New York City, they have a pretty large multi-floor building and sell several high-end brands. The Porsche showroom is actually the largest, but they still have fairly large showrooms for both Bentley and Lamborghini, with multiple models of each on display. They had a smaller one for Bugatti, but didn't have any of those while we were there. They had this sexy isotope green Lotus Emira that my dad loved and probably would have bought if it had come in a convertible. And although they don't have showrooms for them, they also sell Koenigsegg and Rimac, and these two cars that they had up in their garage total about $4.5 million together. And they had this Rimac Concept 1, which is one of 8 in existence in the world, and the first one delivered to the US, priced at $1.6 million if you have some spare change. I was hoping that this being an expensive car at a fancy Manhattan dealer, that I was going to get the same fancy delivery experience that I see most people get with their Porsches, where the car's in a delivery bay with a sheet over it, and they pull the sheet off for you to see your car for the first time, even though I had already seen pictures of it. But unfortunately, Manhattan Motorcars, even though they actually do have a delivery bay, they don't use it for these type of events. So my car was just up in the garage with all their other cars, and we walked up there to see for the first time, and that's where I went over it with the product specialist. It was fine for what it was, but would have been nice to get that fancy experience. From there, they put it on an elevator, took it down to the ground floor, put the license plate on it, and drove it off. Although the actual car delivery wasn't quite as fancy as I was hoping for, Manhattan Motorcars, for being an out-of-state dealer and me being a first-time customer with them, was still amazing to deal with throughout the entire order and delivery process, and I'd enthusiastically recommend them. So the delivery was amazing. There are some amazing cars there. And we're now about an hour into the drive home and stopped for lunch. The car has been amazing. It's gorgeous. Love the color. Love the wheels. I think the wheels are perfect with it, and I really love the sport design rear. I'm so glad I added that. Here now with day 2 of my new 911, and we are about halfway home from the 10 hours, and I'm going to get the front loaded with our suitcases. It's actually surprisingly roomy, so we've got 2 carry-on cases here, and here's the space up in here. So let's see how those fit in there. There's one. And 2 carry-ons with a little bit of space to spare. I do have some extra stuff here. All-weather floor mats, which have to go in there. I, of course, brought some cleaning solution because I knew the car was going to get a little bit dirty on the way home, and it has. So I've done a little bit of cleaning. So that was a super long drive home between 2 days, about 10 hours both days, but finally we are here, and there's the new 911 going to go in the garage next to my X5. Already had put the Porsche sign up to go with it, and I'm going to give this thing a wash because it is filthy from some rain and the drive home. And I'm going to bond with my 1-day-old car. It is beautiful.